Hello there, my friends. Chris Marcus here with you on Monday, September 17th for today's daily market wrap-up. Quick look at the levels of the markets. As you can see, the stock markets in the U.S. down less than 1% today. S&P futures 28.89, NASDAQ futures 74.44, and the Dow at 26.062. Over in the commodities, gold, 1204. Silver was up a little bit today, reached 14.18. First time we've seen silver up in a little while. Copper at 264, and the crude oil contract, WTI, at 68.49. In terms of the Forex market, the euro at $1.16, 111.75 yen to the dollar, and the Canadian dollar is a $1.30 Canadian per $1 US. And again, interesting over in the bond market, as you can see, the U.S. 10-year at 2.994%. Looks like it did bust through as high as, looks like it almost up to 3.02% earlier today. Came back in. Again, certainly so many of the things going on in the market today dependent upon the interest rate. Now we saw interest rates kind of just straddle that 3% mark earlier this year. And I had wondered if, based on how long it sat there, I think this was back maybe March, April, May timeframe, right before it went through to 3.11%. I had wondered if it might spike up just because, remember, there's a lot of trading action right around those figure numbers. So again, it's hard to know really what's going on in the trenches there, but certainly a lot of money positioned around the 3% level. And we will see, should the interest rate break through 3%, how quickly it will go up. Certainly something to watch out for, especially with the Fed meeting next week. Always a fascinating adventure, so we will see what they have cooked up. Quick look at the cryptos. Bitcoin down a little bit over the last 24 hours at 62.67. Litecoin down there at 52 bucks. Now switching over to CNBC, just showing top headline there. Trump will slap 10% tariffs on 200 billion of Chinese goods, and they will go to 25% at year end. So at least as of September 17th, trade war is still largely in effect. Keep in mind I find it's helpful to think of, and maybe instead of thinking of it as government, think of it as a corporation. I mean, essentially it's a business deal. So, there could be an agreement, things could be unwound, or maybe they could start playing nicely together at some point. But as of now, not going so well. Interesting here, an article on CNBC, next crisis still lurking in the financial system. Never addressed the root cause. Certainly I agree with that. Just mentioning here again that you start seeing things like this in the mainstream as well. Will be interesting to see. Also along those lines of China and the trade war, there was another report. China reportedly says it won't just play defense in trade war with the U.S. You can see the quote from the Global Times here. It's nothing new for the U.S. to try to escalate tensions so as to exploit more gains. We are looking forward to a more beautiful counterattack and will keep increasing the pain felt by the U.S. Whether that's actually coming from the Chinese government or not, I really couldn't say for sure. That's from this report. Yet certainly when you look at the context of what's happening, it's certainly reasonable enough to assume that their thinking is something along those lines. And certainly going to be fascinating to see how that unfolds, especially with U.S. accounting in such disarray. Latest was another Catherine Austin Fitts interview on Greg Hunter's USA Watchdog, where if you hadn't heard about how the government has apparently lost $21 trillion and responded only by removing the documents for their website, you may want to check this one out. As well as, should you watch all this and be interested in some of the resources that many cite, including Catherine Austin Fitts' response on the Stock Pulse Network today, we did have a debrief with Walter Coles of Skeena. and Gary Thompson of Brixton Metals. So some great links to check out. Hope you're having a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thanks.